This lesson is adding integers, our favorite part of the day. Please listen carefully to this announcement. You need to do this correctly because this will be used for the rest of the school year. You need to know how to add integers to be able to subtract them because you're going to use the adding rules for your subtraction rules. So listen carefully and memorize this. So our objectives, we are not going to use the models. So no models. That goes away. But we are going to use the rules to add integers. So key concepts. Here are the rules that you need to know. Addition of opposites. So if one is a negative and one's a positive, the sum of the integers and its opposites are 0. So let's put it this way. If I have, let me change the color because I think you will not like it if I had green. Let's see, red. So if I have -1 plus 1, if I have a -1 and I add 1 to it, that will be 0 because they're adding opposites of each other, so that's 0. All right? Okay, now, if we have the same sign, if they're both positive, this is what we're used to. 2 plus 2, it's 4. We all know if they have the same sign, you just add them together. It's the same way with negatives. If I have 2 plus 2, it will equal 4. But what if I have negatives, 2 sets of negatives? It will look a little bit like this. -2 plus, look at how the second one has a parenthesis around the negative. So it would be -2 plus -2 equals, they're both the same sign, so you add them together. So 2 plus 2 is 4, and you put that sign in front of it. So now it's -4. Now, different signs. This is where people get a little bit confused. Okay, if you have different signs, you subtract. That's all that it is. If you have different signs, you subtract them. All right? So if I have 5 plus -3, in my brain, this is where you have to use your brain, you're going to subtract them. You're going to say 5 minus 3 in your brain. Well, 5 minus 3 is 2. Now, the sign you're going to use is what the bigger number is. Well, 5 is a bigger number, and it's a positive, so it's going to be +2. But, like here, we have -5 plus 3. Again, they're opposite signs. So you're going to subtract them. So again, in your brain, you're going to go 5 minus 3. 5 minus 3 again is 2. But the 5 is a bigger number, and its sign is a negative, so it's going to be -2. All right. Let's do some problems. All right. Examples 1, 2, and 3. Finding each sum. A, we have -8 plus 3. Notice they're opposite signs. So you have a negative and a positive. There's a hidden positive sign. That means you're going to subtract them in your brain. You're going to go 8 minus 3. That is 5. So in your brain, you're doing 8 minus 3. And it's 5. But 8 is the bigger number, and it has a negative on it, so you're going to put a negative sign in front of it. B, you have 2 plus -6. Again, they are opposites. There's a positive here and a negative. So in your brain, you're going to do 6 minus 2. And that is 4. And 6 is your bigger number. So you're going to go -4. C, they have the same sign. If you have the same sign, you're going to add them together. So, in your brain, you're going to go 5 plus 1. And that would be 6. And they both have negatives, so you're going to put a negative sign in front of it. D. Again, you have the same signs. They're both negative. So in your brain, you're going to do 12 plus 31. And that would be 43. And they both have negatives, so you're going to put a negative sign. E. They are opposite signs. You have a plus that's hidden and a negative. So you're going to subtract 7 minus 3. And 7 minus 3 is 4. And the 7 is the bigger number, so it's a positive, so you can either put a plus sign or leave it just 4. F, you have 2 negatives. So they're the same sign, so it's going to be adding. So it's 2 plus 2. So it's going to be 4. And they're both negative, so it's negative 4. G, you have a positive and a negative, so they're opposite, so you're going to go 18 minus 7 in your brain. 18 minus 7 is 11, and 18 is bigger, and the sign is a negative, so you're going to put a negative in front of it. H, we have a negative and a positive, again opposite signs. So in your head you do 125, or write it out because these are bigger numbers, minus 35. And you're going to subtract them. 125 minus 35. And that would be 90. And there's the negative is bigger, the negative 125, so you're going to put a negative sign right there. There's your answers for A through H. That's examples 1 through 3. All right, example 4. I think there's 2. Yeah. Okay. So our usually word problems will have science involved or some kind of architecture or something like that for our word problems. So earth science. The earthquake monitor in Hockley, Texas is located in a salt mine at an elevation of negative 416 meters. So Hockley is negative 416 meters. Plus. The evaluation, remember we're doing addition, so I'm guessing I'm going to put a plus sign. And then we have Albuquerque, New Mexico is 2,156 feet higher than Hockley. So how high up above sea level or below sea level is it? Well, let's look. We have a negative and we have a positive. So that's telling me I'm going to subtract. So 2156 minus 416. Uh, 56. And so it's going to be 1,740 feet, or meters, sorry, meters. And you have to see if it's going to be a negative or positive. Well, 2,156 is a positive, so it's going to be plus. So you're going to leave it like that or put a positive sign. I don't care, a plus sign. B, the elevation of a monitor in Pinon Flat, California, is 1,696 meters higher than the Hockley. So again, we're starting with Hockley. So it's negative 416. That's from example A. And the Pinon Flat is 1,696 meters higher than that. So that's a plus sign. Again, they're opposite signs, so you're going to subtract them. So 1696 minus 416. So 1696 minus 416 is 1,280. And my bigger number is a positive. 1696 is bigger than 416, so it's going to be positive as your answer. All right, is what your word problems are like. Now we're going to get into more of a larger numbers. And you always start from left to right. Please do not decide to go in any order you want to. Left to right's easiest. So we're going to start with these two. So we have negative 12 plus negative 6. Well, they're the same, so we're going to add them. So it's going to be negative 18. And then you do plus 15. And now they're opposite signs. So in your brain, you're going to do 18 minus 15. So that equals 3. And then 18 is bigger, so it's going to be negative 3. And then you add the negative 2. Now they're the same sign, so you're going to do 3 plus 2. So it will be negative 5, and here's your answer. I'd like you to try B all by yourself. Please put it on pause, try it by yourself, show all your work, and then check and see if you got it correct by pushing play. Here's your answer for that. Try C and D by yourself. Please press pause for those two. Do your work, show it, and then check on, again, push play when you're finished. Here are your answers for example 5, C and D. And E, try E. Pause it and try it. Here's the answer to E. Goodbye.